Good morning and welcome. It's another rainy day in British Columbia, so I thought what I'd do is take the time to make an indoor video. It's come to my attention from a few of my viewers that although I work my stones and I show them how it works on the lap machine and how we tie pendants up, etc., that I haven't really talked a lot about the stones themselves. So today I want to talk about one stone in particular, which is called Malachite. I'll get to that in a sec, but I want to show you a few others that I'm in the process of working on, and as they get along, I'll show you what they look like as a finished product. So first one I'm going to show you here, this is a tiger's eye quartz. Absolutely beautiful stone. You can see quite a ways into it. It's rather translucent. This is one that I just acquired actually the day before yesterday, and it's called watermelon quartz. It's going to be very interesting. It's got some inclusions in it which I'll grind out and we'll make it into a beautiful stone. It'll become a lovely pendant. Next, and I like the quartzes, this one is called rose quartz. And rose quartz is just a beautiful stone. It's very hard, difficult to work, but the end result will be a lot different than what you see here today. One last one before we get to the main stone of the day. This is called carnelian. This will turn into be an absolutely beautiful stone once I've polished it and shined it. Now, last but not least, this is the one that I want to talk about today. This is called malachite. It's got some beautiful shine to it. This is the back side of it. I'm about to turn this into a pendant. And as I do that, as I'm working on it, I'll be talking to you and telling you a little bit of a story about the stone and what it was used for in ancient times and what it's used for today. So again, this is Rick from the channel, and Now What? Thanks for joining along. I hope you enjoy this. Sit back, put your feet up, and take a 3 or 4 minute bit of education on stones, what they do, how they get their energy, why they have energy, and we'll talk to you again in a moment. Now, you can't see my face while I'm working here. I've got a mask on, though. I just would like to point that out because sometimes when you're working with stones like this and some of the other stones, there's dust, there's all sorts of minerals and things that you're ingesting, and they're not always the best thing for you. Now, this one, I hope you can see the shine here. I've got it under the light there. Again, this is malachite. This is a stone I'm going to work today. Malachite is the essence of joy and is known as the stone of transformation. It helps reveal and heal emotional pain by absorbing the pain into itself. So these things aren't just rocks. They actually create their own energy. Now, what I'm going to do here, whoops, I went and dropped my machine. I'm going to just do a little bit of simple grinding here. Sorry about the noise. I'm just going to take off some of the little rough edges on this malachite. I'm just going to gently touch them. You can see some of the dust being raised there. So all I'm doing is I'm just going gently over the stone, just taking off some of the sharp parts so that whoever the wearer is of this, they won't experience anything rubbing up against their body. Now, malachite enhances the immune system. It assists in growing emotionally, mentally, spiritually. If you're not into that, that's okay. It still makes it. It fortifies your observation skills, and it assists you to recognize and use your own power. I don't know if you can see the dust coming off this. It's not too much, but there's a little bit. And I'm just softening the edges of this. So again, the wearer will not feel any discomfort while they're wearing this beautiful piece of work here. So the ancient Egyptians were probably the first to use malachite. They used it as a pigment on their paintings and also on their eyelids. It made a pretty pale green eyeshadow, as long as it wasn't ground too much, but was also, along with black coal, believed to protect the kids against the glare of the sun. So malachite provided the earliest sunglasses for a civilization so cool that its people would have just loved to wear shades. It was also used extensively in 8th century Chinese artists. They used it to grind malachite coarsely for the halos of their Buddhas. From Japan through to Tibet, it was a popular pigment for hundreds of years. The best paint comes from stone the color of a frog's back, sort of like what you see here. So malachite is a very many-faceted stone. I'm not going to bore you with me finishing this up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the camera up, finish this stone off, and then I'm going to show you what it's going to look like when we hang it as a pendant. We'll actually put the jewelry bale on it. So here's our beautiful stone. Now, a lot of people take malachite and they make it smooth. I wanted this to be deliberately rough. I wanted it to have a bit of an edge to it. Again, there's the back. We've taken all the rough parts of it off. I've ground out some of that in there that was originally in some of the video earlier, and we've just softened it everywhere. This is going to be the jewelry bale that I'll put it on, and I'm going to put it on with this, which is probably upside down, E6000. This is a great glue, works very well on these jewelry bales. Now, if you like what you see today and you like what we're doing and you'd like to purchase some of these, just drop me a message and I'll send some of these off to you. There's free shipping throughout North America with an order of 3 or more of these. They're very, very well priced, very inexpensive. So let's just continue. We'll do the last few seconds step here to make this an actual piece of jewelry. So what we do is we just squeeze out a little bit of glue here, spin it around. Always make a bit of a mess, that's okay. Now I'm going to grab a little tool here because I use this. So we'll just set that down. I know exactly how I want this to sit on there. So we'll give it a bit of a push here. It should stick. Takes about 30 seconds for this E6000 to set up. I like to keep the cap on it so that it doesn't start to harden up on itself. So, oh, this doesn't want to stick. So we'll turn this over and we'll stick it this way. So I'll leave you with this part of it. I'll just hold it for a few seconds. We'll make it into a piece of jewelry. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. Oh, it doesn't want to seem to stick, but it will. So thanks for joining us on the channel. And now what? Please like, share, and subscribe. Helps us make more like this in the future.